Hey everyone, welcome. I just wanted to do like a mid-week collective reading. Whatever comes out, whatever message needs to be said. And as a reminder, it is a collective reading. It may not be for everybody. So just leave, if it's not for you, just leave the information here for somebody else who could take it as something that could be valuable. But either way, what's the message for the collective at this time, Spirit? What's the message for the collective? The Magician. You know what? That's crazy. That's crazy. Because I was just, flipping through this deck before I even started recording. And I saw the Magician and it came out. Like it didn't come out of the deck, but I saw it, as I'm flipping through. And I had that in my mind, like the Magician, okay? So let's see what the Magician has to say, okay? What message does the Magician have to say? Anytime I see the Magician in reverse, it could talk about manipulation or trying to manipulate a scenario, situation, people, or your surroundings to be something that you want it to be or you desire it to be, okay? Or it could talk about you not using the tools that God has given you to your best benefit or for your highest good. So let's see, what does the Magician have to say? What does the Magician in reverse have to say to the collective at this time? Hermit card. To me, this is somebody who is really in doubt of like who they are as a person, okay? It's like you have all these qualities about yourself, and I don't know if it's you're not trusting those qualities that you have of yourself, but this is requiring you to really do some deep introspection and self-reflection and kind of be aware of who you are and be aware of the qualities that you have to offer the world, okay? Not even to the world, just to yourself, right? It's just like sometimes I feel like as people, we kind of get a little sidetracked by the things that we see other people do, and we kind of neglect the tools that we have inside ourselves or the qualities that we have inside ourselves, and we don't think much of ourselves and the things that we have to offer to this world. And I think that this is the scenario that I'm picking up here with this Magician card being in reverse with this Hermit card. Like there's a lack of self-appreciation that's going on here. And when you have a lack of self-appreciation for yourself, that means that you have an appreciation for things that are outside of you. Uh-oh. Let's see. Let me just reshuffle that. Okay, what else does the Magician have to say for the collective? The Knight of Wands. Okay, I'm like, okay, if some of you guys like do not stay focused, like I'm feeling like there's like a lot of people who are not being focused or not staying focused, okay, or not like get discouraged easily, okay, especially when it comes to things that you need to develop within yourself. It's like when things get too rough, okay, when something gets or appears to be too hard, it's almost like you abandon ship or abort the mission that you're on. And you can't do that, or else you won't perfect, what it is that you have to offer. You won't perfect the gifts that God has given you, okay? And then you're kind of constantly look on the outside and wonder why it is that other people are doing better than you. It's because you are neglecting yourself, okay? You're neglecting your God-given gifts because you are getting discouraged when you don't see the outcome that you want to see right away, okay? We can't do that. I'm guilty of that too. I think a lot of people are guilty of that at some point in our lives, okay? Especially when it comes to comparing ourselves to other people and the outside source or outside sources to, where we are in our lives currently. I think that when people are doing better and we are not doing as well as other people, or as well as we think we should be compared to other people, we get discouraged, okay, and abandon ship on ourselves and don't continue with the progression or continue with progressing, who we are, or the things about us that we're trying to cultivate. Like if you have like a gift for painting, if you have a gift for just creating any type of thing, okay? You could be like trying to start a business, okay? Or anything of that nature. There is a certain point of development that occurs there. Things don't just come off the ground and start excelling, okay? There are going to be rough patches, but those rough patches are contributing to the growth of whatever it is that you're working on. And if you get to a rough patch and you're not willing to work through it, but then when you look at other people and they're successful and you're wondering, well, what is wrong with me? The only thing that's wrong with you is you're not like trying to work through that rough patch. You get discouraged too easily. Especially like this could be for people who like start projects and don't finish it. Like do not like create that as a habit, because then you're going to subconsciously plant in your mind that is okay for you to start things and not finish them. And then that becomes like a habitual behavior. You get the High Priestess here. To me, this speaks about like learning your craft, okay? If there is something that you are focused on at the moment, okay, the internet is a powerful place. And there is like legitimately nothing in this world that you could possibly think of that is not out there or has a root to what you're thinking of that is not out there for you to be able to research and actually develop or educate yourselves a little bit more on the topic or on the things that you are focused on, right? So it's about educating oneself. It's about cultivating knowledge on the gifts that you have in order for them to be stronger, okay? In order for you to level up, in order for you to be, to be whatever it is that you see other people doing that you compare yourself to, okay? Because whatever other people have, you can obtain the same thing, right? It just is a fact of, or a point of doing the research, okay? Doing your due diligence, practicing, not abandoning ship, not aborting the project, okay? Or not habitually starting things and not finishing them. So that really is what I'm seeing here, especially with the Page of Swords on the back. Okay, the Page of Swords talks about someone who's in the learning process, especially when it's in this upright. This is someone who's in the learning process. This is someone who is taking the time to observe a situation. This is someone taking time to collect data, collect information. This is someone who is in the process of learning, okay, about a particular thing, person, place, whatever. But with it in the reverse, Lord, I can't talk. With it in the reverse, this is a lack thereof of collecting data, collecting information, okay? And with the High Priestess next to it, that just confirms what I'm telling you. Like, you have to be at an active point of learning, okay, and enhancing. As you learn, this is how we are able to increase our perspective. And when you're able to increase your perspective, you're not limiting yourself to certain beliefs, okay? You're not limiting yourself to a certain point. You're able to go above and beyond what you like. Okay, so I don't know how to explain it. Okay, so like there's a box, right? That box is a limit. When you have a certain perspective and don't open yourself to anything else other than that, you can't go outside of that box. So you're very limited, okay? So, but when you gather information and you learn, you're able to open up your mind and be a little bit more, or be open to more possibilities, okay? Because your mind allows you to, your perspective allows you to. So, and that is like a big part of growth, especially when it comes to certain abilities. Like a painter, right? If he can paint, someone who, you know, has an artistic side to them, they can paint, you know, but if they start going to class to cultivate those abilities, then they become stronger, their paintings become better, okay? And then they have a bigger, like, imagination, a bigger inspiration, like whatever it is that they're imagining, them putting it down on a canvas becomes more detailed because they learn different like things, right? When it comes to painting, they learn different ways to paint, okay? So their paintings become a little bit better, okay? They don't stick to the standard things of what they know, because now they've learned different techniques. There you go. Techniques is the better word. Is the better word. So, yeah, it's just about, you know, perfecting your craft, perfecting, you know, your God-given gifts, and not measuring yourself up to anybody else, because this is a journey and you have to be willing to learn and open up your perspective to other things. And not being discouraged, okay? And not starting, you know, projects and then leaving them unfinished in the middle, because that creates a really bad habit. Also, you need to really go into a place of introspection, okay? And figure out where you are at in your journey and how can you perfect that. And perfecting that means acquiring knowledge, and it means practicing, okay? So I'm gonna leave that there. That was just, you know, a collective reading for whoever needs to hear it. But I will talk to you guys later.